Hello guys, welcome to Liverpool FC Journal. I'm W. James. This is your Liverpool news update, guys. We're gonna look. Everybody knows that we've got only 12 fit senior players going into today's. Depends when you watch the video, guys. The game against Wolves. 12 fit senior players. Obviously, Dom Szoboszlai is suspended as well, so is unable to play. Conor Bradley was 50-50. Cody Gakpo 50-50. Joe Gomez not fit enough to start to play. Giovanni Leone again out. Isak out. Salah at AFCON. The options are dwindling by the minute, the day, the hour, whatever you want to say on that one. I know the hope amongst a lot of Liverpool fans is that this man will play a part in the game against Wolves on Saturday at some point. Or look, I think the hope is amongst most Liverpool fans that he will get his opportunity to start. I think we can all say that Federico Chiesa has more than earned his opportunity to start. This is a lad who, when he comes on, gives everything. This is a lad who hasn't gone to the media crying, wailing, shouting about not being played, hasn't kicked off despite the fact his treatment has been absolutely disgusting. This is a guy who gives everything when he plays. I think, if we had 11 players showing the same heart, fight, passion that Federico shows, this team would probably be top of the league, if I'm being honest with you. It really would be with the talent we potentially have there. So, look, Federico should start. Absolutely should start. Now, the stories today also linking him with a move away from the club in January to Inter Milan. Inter Milan reportedly interested in securing the services of Federico. Look, if things are supported to be believed, I wouldn't blame Federico for leaving. I genuinely would not. I think the treatment that he's suffered under Arne Slot has been absolutely disgusting. It's been unprofessional. It's been bordering on bullying, I think, really genuinely has. Now, this is what Arne Slot said the other day when he was asked about the situation regarding, obviously, the fact he hasn't got Alexander Isak and regarding number 9s. This is what he said. He said, Ekitike, is not the only 9 I have. Federico Chiesa can play in that position as well. So I have the chance to maybe, I wouldn't say rest him, but take him off if he's completely tired. Well, that tells me that he will not start Federico Chiesa v Wolves. That comment, I might be wrong. I'm very ready to be proved wrong. But he says that Federico Chiesa can play in that position as well. So I have the chance to maybe, I wouldn't say rest him, but take him off if he's completely tired. If ever a statement says, I'm not going to start Fede, I'm going to keep him on the bench and bring him on when Ekitike tires, that's it. That statement to me says, I'm not playing or starting Federico Chiesa. Now, if that's the case, if that's the truth, what message does that give to Federico Chiesa? No Salah, no Isak, Cody's 50-50. It basically says, Fede, you're never going to start. You're never going to play. You're never going to get a chance to play for Liverpool at any point. I've got no faith in you. I honestly, genuinely despair with the whole situation. I think it's absolutely disgusting. And hopefully I'll be proved wrong. I hope I'll be proved wrong. But just reading, putting that statement and maybe putting 2 and 2 together, maybe getting 5, I don't know, just says he ain't getting a chance. He ain't starting, no matter what. And guys, no matter what's going to happen, he's never going to start for Liverpool, which is disgusting. Absolutely disgrace if that's the case. Like I said, I can understand it if Chiesa was, a lazy player or was a player who didn't try or, didn't have the ability. But this is a guy who always gives everything, always gives 110%. So to me, it is not right that he does not get the opportunity to play, if that's the case. Like I said, if that's the case. Right, let's talk a little bit of Marc Guehi. Now, look, I think most Liverpool fans will tell you we need a centre-back in January. That's a given. And there's a video coming out tomorrow morning which will talk about this. But it appears unlikely that Liverpool will move for Guehi in January. This was the report. This comes from James Pearce and Greg Evans. Liverpool continue to track Marc Guehi as a potential signing. However, the likelihood of completing a transfer in January remains low. It seems that Guehi does not want to move in January or will not move in January. I don't know which part of the story is true. I don't think we'll ever really genuinely find out until Guehi moves and perhaps talks about this situation. But It does appear that Marc Guehi will not move in January, that he will not be leaving the club for any sort of fee, that he will leave on a free transfer in the summer. He's obviously looking to recoup a maximum amount of value with signing on fee, as well as obviously high wages in any potential future contract situation. Now, there was reports from publications in Spain, in particular around Barcelona, that they had spoken to Guehi and inquired about Guehi, but he appears to have, obviously asked for too high wage demands, and that's what's put Barca off. It does kind of ring true and very much appear the same as the whole Florian Wirtz to Bayern Munich kind of story that went around at that point, and the Isak story and all those other stories that went around last summer. I think, there is perhaps that gentleman's agreement in place that Guehi will move to Liverpool, but not until the summer, once his contract has ended. I honestly believe, though, that missing out on Guehi in the summer was one of the biggest clangers Liverpool made, and it generally has pretty much ruined the season, to be honest with you. I think the lack of centre-back options has really hurt the club going forward. Guys, I'd love to know your thoughts on these stories. Let me know in the comments, and if you've enjoyed the content, please help us to grow by liking, sharing, and obviously, most importantly, subscribing to the channel. Fantastic to speak to you guys. As always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.